Hey everybody, in today's video we're going to be looking at the wireless GPS dog fence from the company MyPetCommand. This is model number MPCGPS3. What this collar does is it allows us to get on our cell phone, create a barrier using Google Earth, send the barrier to our dog collar, activate the collar, and the collar will keep our dog contained in a fence that is controlled by GPS. The nice thing is it is a portable solution, so you can remove the fence and build another fence anywhere you're at. So if you go to the park or a friend's house or the beach, you always have a dog fence with you. What this collar is not is it's not an online dog tracking collar, which basically means you can't log into the app and see where your dog is at all times. That's not what this collar is for. It is a totally free solution though. There's no subscription service, there's no cost associated. All you need is the collar and the free linked paw app. I'm going to show you how to connect to the app. To turn on the collar, you'll simply press the middle button. You'll hear a couple beeps, and you should see a blinking blue indicator. The blinking blue indicator lets you know that the collar is in Bluetooth discovery mode. You need to have your cell phone within 10 to 15 feet of the collar so that the Bluetooth connection can be established. Now, if you don't connect your cell phone within 3 minutes, it will stop blinking and it will exit Bluetooth discovery mode. To reactivate, you'll simply press the middle button and it will start blinking blue again. While it's blinking blue, you can take your cell phone, go to the Link Paw app, open it, and in the top right corner you'll see an option for Connect. When you click Connect, it will look for all the Bluetooth devices near you. You should see an option for MPCGPS3. Simply click on it and you'll notice that we are now connected. The collar will stop blinking blue because we've made a successful connection. Now we can use the app to either do manual dog training or set up our fence. While in the app, you can look at your collar battery level. You'll notice that in the top middle section of the app. You've got two different modes in this app: dog training and fence settings. Dog training is for manually working with your dog. You can adjust your static correction level or vibration level, and then you have a joystick section at the bottom where you can beep the collar, vibrate, or use different levels of static correction. To build a fence, you'll go to the fence settings mode. You have two different options: a circular boundary or a four-sided boundary. In this example, I'm going to build a four-sided boundary. You'll notice a map at the bottom of the app. That is a Google Earth view of your current location using your cell phone location. You can zoom in on the map, and then you can use your fingers to zoom in, zoom out, move any direction you want to. When building a barrier, you always want to take into account satellite drifting. What this means is if you want your barrier to end at a given location like a road, you would not want to go exactly to the road. You'd want to come in several feet to allow for satellite drifting so that your barrier would always end before the road. You can have structures inside of your barrier, but again, you would not want your barrier to end on a structure. You would want to make sure you've come out several feet to allow for variance. When using a four-sided boundary, you're simply going to make 4 points for your barrier square. Once you've got your barrier set, you can simply click Finish, and now you've successfully created a barrier. At this point, all we've done is create the barrier. The fence does not get activated in the collar until you click Active Fence. Your collar will start blinking red, and it is now connecting to the satellites to pull in the barrier information. Once it is successfully connected and received your barrier, the blinking red light will turn to blinking green, and now your barrier is active and stored on your collar. It is always recommended to test your barrier by walking it with your collar and your cell phone to verify that the fence is as you expect. When you are connected with the Bluetooth connection and within 10 to 15 feet of your collar, you can see your collar location in your fence. Walk to the end of your barrier, test the barrier, then place your collar on your dog. Note, you cannot use this app for online dog tracking. The only time you will see your collar location in the app is when you are within 10 to 15 feet of the collar and connected with your cell phone. At this point, you can close the app completely and your collar is activated and on your dog, and the GPS fence is on the collar and tracking your dog. You do not need to keep the app running in your background. There's really no reason to use the app again unless you need to check the battery level of your collar, do manual dog training with your dog, or change or remove the fence. Again, this is a totally portable fence solution for your dog. We just created a fence for our home location, but if we go to the beach or a park, anywhere really, all we'd have to do is connect the collar to our cell phone, remove the fence we just built, and build a whole new fence for our current location. I also wanted to remind you that the fence is stored on the collar, not on the app itself. You can use more than one collar with the app, but you can only use one collar at a time. Let me show you what I mean. Let's turn this collar back on. Let's go to our app and let's simply connect to the collar. We're going to go to Fence Settings. And again, there's the four-sided boundary that we just created. Now, I'm going to turn off this collar. And we'll look at a different collar. You're going to connect the exact same way. But when we go to Fence Settings, you'll also notice the battery level is different because we're looking at a different collar. Click on Fence Settings. When we pull up four-sided boundary here, whereas before we had our boundary, it's not showing because we're looking at a different collar now. On this collar, I don't have a four-sided boundary created. I have a circular boundary created. So again, you can use as many collars as you want. You can have different fences saved on them, but you can only use one collar at a time on the app. I hope the video helped you understand how the MPCGPS3 collar works from My Pet Command.